Hi guys, welcome to Farrah Boulevard. Today's video is going to be a beauty one. Today I'm going to show you how I clean up my eyebrows. I'm very busy all the time with all my little boys running around, so I just kind of need something quick and simple. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with a fresh, clean, washed face, and then I'm going to moisturize with whatever type of moisturizer you have laying around. And I make sure to moisturize for quite a while, just rub it all in, get into all the little pores you have, and moisturize all the acne scars, because sometimes you have like a little bit of dead skin still hanging around, and get in between your nose and everywhere else you can. See here, you can see all my horrible acne scarring. Later on in a few other videos, I'll show you how I kind of compromise having sensitive skin and still being able to cover up those acne scars in a later video. Here I'm going to just take baby wipes, or if you have makeup wipes laying around, I'm just going to take the extra moisture off of the eyebrows just to kind of help out with trimming up those eyebrows. Here I'm going to use a few tools. I like to use this hand razor to clean up my eyebrows on the top and sometimes on the bottom. I like to also use a smaller, sharper pair of scissors. Sometimes you can use like those little tiny beauty ones that you can get from Sephora, or you can just use these that I got from the hair aisle. I also like to use a 3-sided spoolie. It has a little spoolie side, a comb side, and a little brush side. I go in and take the spoolie and I try to brush out the eyebrows, try to even them out, separate all the little hairs, so I can get a more precise cut. Then I'm going to take the comb side and continue to separate those eyelashes. I like to comb against the grain. To me, it helps me cut and not have the lashes all clumped together. Then I take a sharp pair of the tinier scissors that I have lying around, and I kind of take off the extra length that the eyebrows have when they grow out, and between getting, your eyebrows done or professionally plucked, or if you do them yourself. Then I go back in with the spoolie once again, separate those eyelashes. As you can see the extra height that I'm trying to take off. Then I finally start with the little razor, beauty razor, and I do whatever shape that I like. I like my eyebrows a little bit more boxy than some people, but I do round out that edge part by trimming it off the top. And between each eyebrow and every so often I go back and I clean off the razor with a baby wipe or a paper towel just to get those extra hairs off. And here I repeat with the other side, doing the same thing, cleaning up the top. I personally like to start with the top first. Going back and forth on each eyebrow to make sure that I have the shape that I like best. Most of the time, one is always a little bit more round than the other, simply because I don't know when to stop cutting. But we can always fix that with some primer and filling them in. Lastly, I like to go and do the bottom and clean those up with a clean pair of tweezers, just to get all those extra little hairs that you see at the bottom. This is the most painful part, but I don't pluck very many of those. Going back and forth to each side until I have it the way I want. I personally do not buy a eyebrow gel. I just like to use whatever makeup palette that I have. I've kind of found a good combination with a black and a dark brown that matches my eyebrows color probably the best that I can without using a gel. If I ever want a more gel consistency, I'll use a setting spray to mix those two together to get a darker hue. But today I'm going for just kind of a everyday look without having dramatic eyebrows. And to me, this is the most natural look that I can accomplish using the powders. And the palette that I actually use to do my eyebrows is either, I think, series 2 or 3 of the BH Cosmetic palette, and I'll use a really dark brown that they have in there, also along with the black mixed together, and it kind of gives me the perfect brunette color that I use for my eyebrows. And here I'm just trying to find my shape, and I'll go back a little bit later on and I'll clean that up with the Pro Concealer in the color Fawn, and then one other color which I will list below in the description box.
See, I don't know you at all.
Here I'm just fumbling, trying to get more product mixed together to continue to fill in the eyebrows. At the front, I tend to do more of the dark brown color versus the black and brown mixed together, just so it has a gradient effect or an ombre effect to it, just because the front of your eyebrows, in my opinion, should never be as dark as the tail end. And here you see me using my Pro Concealer, and I do believe this one is in the color Fawn, but that might just be one of those lighter shades. And I'll take that and I'll clean it up. I also have my Kat Von D concealer that I like to use. It's kind of a thicker consistency and it definitely stays in place all day. Take that spoolie in, blend out the front to kind of give it a more brushed gradient effect before I go and conceal the edges as a cleanup. This is kind of a new trick that I've learned personally myself about feathering the front so it has a gradient effect. I used to kind of walk around looking kind of blocky with dark all across eyebrows. And as always, like I said, I like to start with the top of my eyebrows first and then go underneath. And so you just repeat that on both sides until you find the shape that you want. If you find that you over conceal, you can always go back in with an angled brush to fill in the eyebrows to the shape that you want again. And I very often have to do that because I will go and I will conceal too much. But it's not a problem. You can, like I said, always fix that. As far as brushes that I use to accomplish this, I actually picked up both of these brushes from, I believe, Michaels or Joann's using a 50% off coupon. Tons of different shapes and sizes, but I find these to be more durable than a lot of other makeup brushes that you can pick up from various beauty supply stores. Or just beauty stores in general, like Sephora and Ulta and stuff like that. I'm also not very brand loyal when it comes to makeup brushes. I feel like it's not necessarily the brush, it's more so the user, so use whatever works for you.
If you would come with me.
And here's when I go back and kind of use that spoolie again to get the shape that I want. Of course, one eyebrow, like I said, is usually more round than the other. I do like to kind of melt the concealer with my warm fingertips to help blend out before I apply my foundation or concealer. And that's how I clean up my eyebrows, guys. Thanks for watching.